Hello people, how y'all doing? I can actually believe I have to hold these Spheroidiot Baltardio Genius Lemmings hands and literally walk them through the reality that every sphere has multiple curvature rates on them, no matter what you want to think. Let me explain this to you here, see. It all stems from this Baltard's curvature of 1 degree in 60 nautical miles with the question mark. Fleur's 8 inches per mile squared curvature drop. You decide. Now I'm going to prove to you here in just a moment that that is 8 inches per mile squared is absolutely incorrect, as is 1 degree in 60 nautical miles. Okay, it stems out. Here's this comment. To all you spheroids out there. First, there are no straight lines on a sphere. And then Ryan Lemming here, he just changed his name off the video that I recorded just for him. This is actually Ryan Lemming. He writes, 1, correct. However, there are straight walking paths on a sphere. Take a string, wrap it around a ball, and that is a straight path between the 2 points. That was the experiment I asked you to run to confirm your test. Second, every latitude on a sphere has a different circumference. If they were all the same, you would not have a sphere, you would have a freaking cylinder. Period. Number 2, he agrees. Ryan Lemming agrees. Correct. Third and last, if I took a toothpick 2 inches long and placed it on the equator of a ball and laterally flipped it end to end, it would take more flips end to end to reach back around to the starting point than if I were to drop down, say, 3 inches from the top and repeat the process. Period. And he agrees. Correct. Lemming, the Baltardio Lemming agrees. And then I give an absolute conclusion. Yes, most definitely there are more than just 2 different circumference lengths on a sphere. So by mandatory law of Euclidean geometry and physics, a sphere must and most definitely does have more than just one arc length, freaking period, followed by an exclamation point. Get a clue, spheroid. You just got your ball handed to you by a stupid, double-dumb, uneducated, ignorant, idiotic, Dunning-Kruger recipient of the year flat-tard. Now go cry to your spheroid buddies and tell them I don't know my ass from a peanut butter sandwich. And then he comes back and he says on that little bit, see, we all agree, except when you assert that the lesser circumference results in more Earth curvature over that distance. That's where you go wrong. No, Ryan, that's where I am absolutely correct, and you are a fucking retard to think any different. See, and this Robert Lefleur. I told you this from anywhere on Earth in whatever direction. 60 nautical miles equals 1 degree curve. Easy. Now see, so I'm working on all these projects here at this point in time. And I'm whipping out my compass and I'm whipping out my ruler. And I was actually going to do a video on this same topic right here, but I was going to go and get my 2-foot framing square from my son's house where it's located right now and grab my globe and show him on my globe. But then I was doing all this and I'm using my compass and my rule that has a compass on it, And I thought to myself, hey, wait a minute. This three-dimensional sphere on a one-dimensional piece of paper here, if you were to grab that and look down on it from the top, you would have that image right there. If you were looking straight down on a sphere, you wouldn't actually see this, but that is what the top domes out and down in all directions. And this is this stacked in each other. This one in first and that one in last. Now I'm going to show you something. It's plain and simple. First off, let's get the protractor out here. And you'll see with this protractor, I have drawn this circle. It ain't a sphere, but if you stack a whole bunch of these smaller than the other ones and whatnot, you will get a sphere. Now you'll notice that right here at the very bottom, there's a bold black line. 180 degrees out of that, there's another black mark. 90 degrees on either side, there's black marks. And I did that on every one of these spheres, or these circles, excuse me. Just to prove it to you, I'm going to go ahead and real quickly lay this one in here. Right there at the bottom, 180, another black line, 90 degrees, a black mark, 90 degrees, a black mark. Let's put it in here. Anyway, no, I'm not even going to bother with that one. You can do it yourself. Okay, you'll notice right here, my ruler is set at 0 degrees. That line right there is at 0 degrees. This line down here is at 0 degrees. Let's take some measurements real quick. We know that's at 0 degrees. And so right here, oh, this is pretty rough here for me. I'm a Baltardio. Okay. From the center right here, we are 10, 20, and 2/10. From the center of that circle to that line right there, 20 and 2/10. Both directions, 10, 20, and 2/10. So what I've done to show you that the curvature rate is different, I drew 3 different diameter circles. One at 4 and 4/10. This one's at 9 and 2/10. This one here is 14 and 9/10. That's just the way it happened to work out. Okay, right here is the very bottom point of this circle here. You got 10, 20, 2. 10, 20, 2. And the same goes with this one here. 10, 20, 2. 10, 20, 2. Okay, so now you know that all of these marks right here are 22/10 off the center of each of these circles. I just showed that to you. And this is all at 0. Now I'm going to roll this ruler 90 degrees. It's at 90 degrees. Now this ruler here fits every one of these lines at 90 degrees. $90 degrees. 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Now from here to here is 22 tenths. 10, 20, 2 tenths. 22 tenths. So we have a 22 tenths in 22 tenths drop. 22 tenths over, 22 tenths up, and that's a curvature drop. 22 and 22. This one here, place this on the 22-inch mark right there. And lo and behold, it's a lot more relaxed. This one has a 22 in 22 drop. This one here has a 6 in 22 drop. A lot less curvature in this one. Get it? Come over to the other side here. Six. 22 and 6. And this one here is a lot more relaxed than that. 22 and 4. This has a 4 and 22 drop on this diameter. It's not rocket scientist, people. It's common sense, logic, and reason. That's why I made the video. I was 100% sure of what I was saying. I try not to make a fucking idiot of myself. This here are them 3 circles stacked inside of each other. To make a sphere, if you just put one circle just slightly smaller than each one and just kept stacking them, you would end up with a sphere. And then do the same thing reducing your circles on the bottom. You would have a sphere. And this is the same thing. 0. That line matches at 0. You got a mark right there at 22 tenths. A mark right there at 22 tenths. Right there, the mark at 0. Right here, a mark at 22 tenths. A mark at 22 tenths. The center line at 0. Center line 0. 10, 22 tenths. 10, 22 tenths. You want to see? We'll flip this to 90 degrees now. And then I'll come up here and I'll go right where that black line is right there. 10, 22 tenths. Same on this side. 10, 22 tenths. Let's come down here to this one. I already showed you these are 22 tenths off the center. So we got 22 and 6. Got a 6 and 22 tenth drop. Same with this side over here. 6 and 22 tenth drop. Same with this down here. It's going to be a 4. Just like the other one was. 4 and 22 tenths drop. Same with this one here. 4 and 22 tenths drop. Do you get it yet? You Spheroidiot Baltardio genius egotistical pigs. I can't demonstrate it any clearer than that. If you're still hung up on you get 60 nautical miles for 1 degree, I'm going to explain something to you. You just seen me do this curvature drop rate. 4 tenths in 22 tenths drop here. 6 tenths in 22 tenths drop here. 22 tenths in 22 tenths drop here. If you were to go around this circumference right here at 1 inch a minute, it would take you twice as long to go around this circumference at 1 inch per minute as it would to go around this circumference. And it would take 4 or 5 times to go around this one at 1 inch per minute as it does this one, and about twice as much time at 1 inch per minute to go around this one as it would be to go around this one. So take your all degrees in all directions on all spheres, because my white coat genius lab coat messy haired stethoscope wearing fucking religious pricks told you bullshit and stuff it up your ass. It don't get any clearer than that. I'm done talking about it. You guys have a good day. You Baltardio Spheroidiot Lemming Jeanuses need to start thinking for yourself instead of letting these idiots think for you. Be well, folks, and have a good day. See you later. One more thing before I clock off. YouTube is really censoring my likes. Every video I have seen of mine, I can see it clear up to 10 or 11 likes, and when I go back in, I'm clear down to 3 and 4 likes. That is because the like to view ratio puts your videos out for public awareness a lot more than if you don't have the likes to viewing ratio. And YouTube, Google, they're completely silencing me. I'm not a big name in the flat earth movement, but I have seen a lot of people take my ideas and run with them. I have heard more words that I have coined and more demands that I have made, put out there, than anybody else. And YouTube and Google, they know it. They know I'm anti-government, and I'm trying to wake people up against the government. That's why my name is in rem. In rem is a legal action term in Black's Law Dictionary defined as an action against the thing. And the thing I'm against is corporate government. They've already squandered your rights They made you think you have rights. You don't have rights. You have liberty and freedom. It was granted to you the day the great creator put you on this flat earth realm to live out your mortal existence. And the sooner you guys all get it into your head, the better off you're all going to be. So if you want to jump back in and keep thumbing up my videos that you thumbed up, that Google's removed your thumbs with, I'd appreciate it so some of my stuff starts getting put out there. Be well, folks, and have a good evening.